Hey everybody. First of all, sorry for the lack of videos this week. I've started stepping up my training, so I've been really lucky. This gym that I train at here in Bali, it's a really good high level gym, and they have a bunch of fighters who have fights coming up in this tournament called ONE FC. It's kind of like the UFC of Asia, Southeast Asia. So there's a bunch of fighters in there, and it's been a really awesome opportunity for me to train with some really good guys. So just been training a lot more, and but have had so many things running through my mind that I have wanted to share. So I think the most important one that came to mind last week was something on my own journey that I've been, that I have found has helped me to take things to a higher level, which is, I think a lot of us kind of try to stop ourselves from doing certain things that we believe are not good for us, that are bad. So we try to stop ourselves from doing those things. And I don't think that's, for example, uh, overthinking, negative thinking. So these are examples of things that we think are bad and we try to stop ourselves from doing them. Or contacting our ex, or, whatever. It could really be whatever. Anything that you think is bad, but you sort of can't find it difficult to stop doing. So I think, the big problem, and this is a big issue I see with a lot of people who are, just people in general out there, even people who are or following good spiritual leaders or reading good books, from other life coaches or experienced people. It's not about stopping the bad things that you're doing. So for me, I'll give you my examples. Like if I'm caught in negative thinking or patterns, thought patterns, or overthinking, it's not about trying to stop that. Like, oh, I need to stop thinking about this, or I need to. It's just about putting your focus onto more constructive or productive or things that will make you feel better. Yeah, that will energize and make you feel more powerful. And so it's not about putting all this energy to try to block, to stop the thinking, negative thoughts. It's just put that energy that you're using to try to stop yourself from doing certain things. Instead, just put that uh, energy and focus onto um, good things, healthy things in your life. And allow what was happening to happen. So if you're thinking about your ex and all of this, or if you're thinking about if you have negative thoughts, if you're worried and anxious or whatever, sad, depressed for any reason, it's okay. That's fine. Remember, that's part of life, and you have to treat it with acceptance. That's what self-love is. Self-love is when you accept and you're like, okay, yeah, I'm not perfect. I do have this part of my ego or whatever that is caught in this pattern of thinking. And remember, yeah, the reason we do overthink is so that we can try to protect ourselves in the future. So we will try to analyze, overanalyze, and try to assess. And it's all this thinking going on, and our mind is trying to just calculate what has happened or what is about to happen or what is happening and trying to give us some ideas or planning to help us in the future. So that's all that's happening. There's nothing wrong about it. But when it starts to rule your life and starts to control your life, like you won't do certain things because of this or whatever, then it's become excessive, and that's when you have to become more aware of where your focus is. So try to shift your attention, change the channel onto other things. And while I'm talking about changing the channel, so I do get, it's interesting, I make a lot of videos, and I keep getting the same sort of questions over and over again. And I understand that it's not an easy sort of these are not, some of the things aren't the easiest thing, concepts or ideas to implement. They're difficult. They can be difficult, but I just want everyone out there to know more about myself. And I'm like, I don't say this in a, trying to bring myself down or anything, but I embrace this about myself, that I'm quite a lazy person, you know, but I'm not lazy in, you know, I do a lot of hard work, but I apply it differently. And there's nothing wrong with that. Everyone's different. So the reason why I'm bringing this up is that, you know, it has not been easy for me as well to divert my focus and my attention because, like I said, it does take work and it does take effort and it takes patience. And I just want anyone out there who's trying all this stuff to know that it's not the easiest thing in the world. So it's not that you're going to get this sorted out in a week or a few days or a month. It could take, time. And I think it takes at least 3 months to get into your flow, into a rhythm. And then it can become habit and part of you. Yeah. So, but the way that I approach it, because I am quite a lazy ass, is I like to just do a little bit every day. Just a little bit. I don't kill myself. Like, I don't try to push myself too hard. Like, I'll just do a little bit every day until that little bit becomes a habit and it becomes really easy, and then I'll do a little bit more. All right, it's better, I think, than all of a sudden saying, okay, I'm going to wake up, I'm going to get serious, and then you blast in your everyday, like putting so much hard work, and then you kind of burn yourself out, and then you have like 2 weeks of doing nothing and just being miserable and being like, oh, this isn't working, I'm never going to get this. No, no, that's too extreme, yeah? So try to do just a little bit every day, and, if you feel like you can do more, sometimes just say, no, it's fine, I've done it for today. And then the next day, make sure you do it. So it takes just discipline. The discipline is to actually just say, okay, I'm going to do a little bit now. All right? What I'm talking about is journaling or, you know, focusing your attention onto things that are more positive. If you're listening to any sad music, stop. That was a big thing for me. I quickly realized that on the radio, most stuff is like quite sad, or it's about breakups and this kind of thing. So, you know, be very mindful of the type of the effect things have on you. And you want to, focus for now until while you're healing or, becoming stronger. Focus on things that make you feel more positive, more energized, things that don't make you feel sorry for yourself. Uh, there's, like I said, say in all my videos, there's nothing wrong with being angry, expressing some anger, expressing sadness, crying. There's nothing wrong. These are all emotions. But the problem we can have sometimes is we can linger too long. We can dwell too long. So have that strength, have that balance. Yes, it will be a bit of work at first, but just do as much as you can. Don't stop. Even if you stop for a week or 2 weeks, get back into it. Because over time, what you're doing is you're just conditioning your mind to just think in a different way, think more positively. When, and then you'll be very surprised with how your personality can become more positive naturally. Don't try to force it. Just work it out every day a little bit. And look, are you going to reach a point of bliss and nirvana and everything's going to be just, you're going to be like Neo from the Matrix? Maybe, but I don't think that's our goal here, because in life we're going to be constantly challenged and there's going to be constant ups and downs. It's never going to just be up, up, up. There'll be ups and downs, but as long as we keep an eye on our mind, our bodies, and keep ourselves that balanced mentality, don't dwell too much on sadness, don't be too extreme in the other way as well. Find a good balance. I'm going to do a little bit of hating on Eckhart Tolle, but Eckhart Tolle, he's he's an incredible person. He's brought so much wisdom to so many people, but I think a lot of people, they get confused and they think that, well, this is how we're all supposed to be. No, everyone's different. Look at Eckhart Tolle. Like, I look at him, I think, you know, there's some balance lacking there. He's not in great shape. He's got a real hunchback. His eyes have these huge bags underneath them. He's sort of his body has kind of become geared for, because he's a writer and he reads and writes. So his body just looks like a writer or a reader. I'm sure he's not exercising every day. I'm sure he's not pushing his body, keeping his body as healthy as it can be. So, everyone's different and everyone has different things to offer. But we shouldn't be thinking that, looking at one person, or, thinking this is how we should all be. No, we're all on our own journey. And I think that, as I say in a lot of my videos, there's nothing wrong with having an ego. Just observe it, and over time you can change it. With mental conditioning stuff that I'm talking about. Your ego is just your ego. It's just a personality that is used to interact with your environment. That's all it's there for, and it becomes designed and conditioned in a way to help you in your environment as best it can. But nowadays we live in times where we're changing environment, people are coming and going, you're creating connections, and those connections with people are lasting a lot longer, like through Facebook, social media. Maybe 20 years ago, when it didn't exist, you'd leave a town and you'd lose contact with people, and you'd free up a lot of space in your mind to for other stuff. But now you still have all these people that you're connected with. So yeah, just at the end of the day, don't resist too much. Try to keep that balance by diverting your focus onto positive things rather than using that energy to stop yourself from doing other things. I mean, I would even argue that if you are doing something like smoking and you're addicted to smoking, I would say, well, continue that. Don't try to like cut it out. Continue it, but then start to divert more of your focus onto other things like sports, or things that are better for you. And I guarantee you that that is going to be a much easier way to transition out of smoking than if you are going to try to you know deprive yourself. And it's different with different things, like i'm just I'm not saying that you have to do it this way. I don't do it this way completely. I need to cut things out because you know for me, like I said, I do have that laziness, and I do want my things. But so the way I work with myself is I will cut things out. Like, no contact for me has been a perfect thing to heal in a breakup or anything. But not just I don't use it just for my breakup. I use it for everyday relationships. I'll go out in the world with an open heart. The people that I meet, I'll have an open heart for everyone. And then you develop relationships at work, at your gym, with whomever. And then you've got to just be aware of those relationships. If you start getting close and then there's some negativity or bad vibes, then you've got to be aware and keep some respect, keep some distance. There's nothing wrong with that. All right. So in order to do that, when you've learned things like no contact and all of this, then you can learn where to put your attention. If someone in your life, it could be a friend or someone at your gym or someone at work, if someone's giving you negative energy, negative vibes, the worst thing you can do is to keep your attention on them, even if they're like, oh, I hate this person's annoying me. If you're giving them attention, you're energizing them. All right, and then you're making your life all about this. But if you can be strong, especially at the beginning, and then divert your attention onto the other things, then you'll be moving forward and away from this, and then this will start to dissolve and disappear from your life. All right, so again, it all comes down to mastering your attention, which I talk about in pretty much all my posts, and hope this makes some sense, and I hope it helps. And sorry for the lack of updates. I shall be hopefully making more soon. But yeah, if you guys have any ideas or requests for any videos as well, let me know. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep doing what I do and going where I'm going. But yeah, so the end message of this video is, rather than using all this energy to try to stop yourself from thinking or to stop yourself from, negative thoughts, or stop yourself from whatever, instead try to put your focus and attention onto healthier things more in life. All right? So yeah, it's in a way, it's like distracting yourself, but healthy distractions, good distractions, okay? All right. Time to eat some watermelon. Mm-mm-mm.